Hey everyone, I thought we'd take a quick look at a laptop I picked up for my daughter for Christmas. It is an Acer Aspire E15, model number is ES1 512C323. Picked it up at the Microsoft store for $250. It's a signature edition with no bloatware or crapware on it. But it's a common processor that's used in all kinds of machines this season. So comparison will be relatively the same when it comes to performance. So I thought we'd take a quick look at it, at least for those of you who are getting something like an HP Stream 11 or 13, which has got the same processor in it, can expect for performance. See what you can expect there. Anyways, moving right along. It is a 4 GB RAM, 500 GB hard drive machine. I wanted to get something with a larger drive than the smaller HP Streams, which have got the embedded SSD. I wanted something where she could save a lot of information, music, and whatnot too. This is a dual-core N2840, and that's a common processor out there. One of the ones you'll see is an N2830. They are both dual-core. They both have clock speeds of 2.16 gigahertz. The only difference being the 2830 and the 2840, there's a difference of about 100 megahertz turbo speed between the two, so the 2840 being the faster. So anyways, thought we'd have a quick look at some of the functions here. This trackpad, by the way, is excellent. No dead spots. It is one of the best trackpads I've used, even on more expensive laptops. It's nice and big, so I'm really happy with that. The keyboard itself doesn't have any flex. As you can see, the trackpad zooms and pans mighty nicely, and it's really quick on this device. You could also probably tell the startup time was quite zippy. 1080p videos play very well here. I did open up a couple browser windows and had them running, but any more than that, probably it'll start to be too much for it to handle. It is a dual core, not a quad core, so but hey, that's why it's so cheap, right? Anyways, what else can I say about it? Looking at the processor itself, because I mean, obviously we're going to be talking about the performance. Actually, before I leave on the laptop itself, why I chose this model specifically was not only the price, but also it has a USB 2 and a USB 3 port. Sorry, two USB 2s and a USB 3 port. It has a Ethernet adapter for a cable at the back, which isn't very common on some of these cheaper laptops. I don't know why, but if you're plugged directly in, it's a lot faster. So wanted to have that option there. And one of the better things about these cheaper laptops is, you know, technology tends to depreciate so quickly over a short period of time. You're not going to lose much on a $250 laptop. So we'll jump right in and do a couple little performance videos using some games. My daughter does like gaming. She likes light gaming, I should say. She's not a big gamer. She does like Skyrim. She does like Minecraft and some other games. But anyways, I just thought I'd demonstrate a couple of these. This is running at 800 by 600 at low settings. If you recall the HP Stream 7 and Dell Venue 8 Pro, I had to get to run at 640 by 480 in order to get some fast and smooth frame rates out of it. The Stream 7 wasn't able to run it at this high at 640 by 480, but the Venue 8 Pro was. So here at least we've got the 800 by 600, so a larger resolution. It's not as jaggy. Speaking of this screen, I was going to say stream. The screen itself on this model, and this is probably indicative of models like the HP Streams and your comparative Dells and your Gateways and your Asuses and everything at the bottom of the barrel. Color reproduction is fairly nice when viewed head on. If you start to tilt the screen forward or backward, it does become washed out pretty quickly. But and there is a little bit of ghosting, or not ghosting, but a little bit of light bleed through at the sides. But that's to be expected in something this inexpensive. So you can see the frame rates we're getting out of this are playable. It ends up being a fairly smooth experience. On a smaller screen, it's not going to look as juddery, I guess, but still, even so, I mean, if you're looking at about 25 to 30 frames per second, which is typically where the performance of this processor sits in Skyrim with these settings, it's pretty comfortable to play on. Yeah, there you can see. I tried to do this run, and I've done it in the other videos as well, just because you get a little bit more geometry on it. And I guess that's one of the disadvantages of a dual core over a quad core, is the more geometry you have on the screen for your processor to process, the more it actually hits peaks and valleys on a dual core as opposed to a quad core. So still, I mean, the GPU in this machine is clocked higher than those quad core tablets, so it does tend to play a little better at this resolution. It's got a better fill rate. It's got the ability to process the image a little bit quicker. Plus, I did like the ability to have a full 4 gig of memory, so I could put the textures up to high, because that memory is shared between the OS and the application. So running Minecraft, here I thought we'd do a quick little demonstration, because that's a biggie too. I mean, if you're going to get this for school or anything else, typically one of the big pastimes is Minecraft. I mean, Skyrim you can get bored of, I just happen to like it, but with Minecraft you can just keep playing forever again, yeah. So what I've got here is Optifine and a few mods loaded in this one. She does like to play with the mods. She likes the animal mods and whatnot. So I think it's got animal bikes, it's got too many items, it's got Optifine, which I know I mentioned already, and Dr. Zark's More Creatures, I think. What does it say? About 8 mods, install 6 active kind of thing. So not a lot, but I just wanted to give something that was a little bit more realistic on what you're going to see performance-wise, because, hey, who runs Minecraft without some kind of mod running on it? Big pause there. If I didn't mention the case, it is pretty solid. It's sturdy, and it is all plastic. It's all ABS plastic. I mean, you're not going to find any aluminum pieces here. The back of the screen does have some flex to it, but not as bad as I've seen in other models, and not as good as some of the more expensive machines. But it's to be expected on something that's so bloody cheap. The hard drive as well has a little bit of slowness when accessing it. It's only a 5600 RPM or whatnot. It's the lower speed, and I'm sure it's probably even a SATA 3 as opposed to a SATA 6. I'm only guessing there. I don't know those specs, but it does plug along here. Now I wanted to actually have these mods running and get a little higher just to get some more geometry on here. I mean, we're running at the laptop's full resolution, so which I mean Minecraft does anyways, but it is nice to have a nice full high resolution screen instead of having to bump something like Skyrim back to 800 and 600. So I wanted to demonstrate how more geometry on the screen kind of fluctuates your frames per second, and it is loading. You will see that big fluctuation when it loads. Obviously you're not going to be playing from an angel's view here or a bird's eye view. You will be on the ground, and when you do that, of course your frame rate is a lot more consistent, and will just drop down and do that. So you can expect it to see around 30 to 40 frames a second. Obviously you see it fluctuates really heavily. We're getting into anywhere from high 20s to high 50s. So, but overall it does equate to a gaming experience that is pretty comfortable and enjoyable. So that's it. I just wanted to do a quick demonstration of this before we actually got it packed up, and I got it packed up for my daughter for Christmas. So that's it in a nutshell. 2840 gaming, N2840. If you like, go ahead, subscribe, whatever. Thank you for watching.